Hey everyone, Joe here from ActionX. Welcome to What's on the Tube. I'm tired. Welcome to another, yeah, I'm so tired. I forgot my usual rigmarole. But welcome back if this is your 10th, I believe, Rookie Season 3 episode review. We in the double digits, boys. We did it. We got to the double digit. We're reaching the end of the season. Oh, God. I know we already zoomed by so fast. I'm so sad. Okay, here's the thing. I don't know how many episodes this season got. I don't know if we got 20 or 18 or I don't know. COVID, fucked things over again. So I really don't know. But this week was very eventful. It marked the end for a couple of journeys. Still a little bit to go for a couple others, and I believe overall, yeah, we're getting to a kind of like Season 3 is definitely feeling like a finesse point for certain stories, and I'm very hopeful, and hopefully we will get a 4th season. I mean, come on, ABC is very forgiving. It gave Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. like 7th season, a very highly budgeted sci-fi-esque show with very low ratings, despite a very positive critical reception for 7 seasons. So I'm very confident Rookie will come back for Season 4. But until then, let's get through the Butcher recap and talk about this week's episode of The Rookie, because I can't stop smiling. I do not exactly remember what is the cold opening. I do not. I'm trying to remember right now, but my head is like drawing a blank. It really is. But the first thing I remember is we get our core 3 rookies. To be honest, I haven't seen these guys together in a while. I don't believe last week they shared any scenes together. Again, here's the thing with me. Every week lately has felt like a super long week. It feels like a month, so I apologize if I forget the whole episode of last week. It tends to happen to my brain. But so we see it's the last day for Chen and Wes. This is their final day as being rookies. Well, initially, this was Nolan's too, but because of everything that would happen, he got an extra month of an extension. So obviously, because they're trying to hold down their celebration, since they don't exactly want to like overshadow. Like, yeah, Nolan's still a rookie for another month, and it also sucks we don't get like one last bullpen session, like congratulating Chen and Wes. I'm very sad that we didn't get that. I know COVID, like too many people in a closed environment, that wasn't going to happen. I get it. It just really sucks that hopefully they'll make an exception when Nolan's last day comes around, hopefully, which hopefully will coincide with the final episode of the season. That's my pipe dream. I highly doubt they're going to stretch out this story anymore. It took 2.5 seasons to get through the first year. We'll see how it goes, but anyway, to punt it back to the story. So it's Chen and Wes's last day. So Chen's off to go face off her final day of being tormented by Bradford. So it's gonna be all fun and jokes over there. But as for Wes, we don't know who's gonna be his TO for the last day, since well, we all know what happened to Doug. Gray is busy doing great things, and Smithy is getting a back tattoo, which for some weird reason was enough of a reason for the police, like, oh, you can take the day off. Like, yeah, get a back tattoo, go ahead. Go for it, Smithy. So he's initially assuming that he's going to get to front desk duty, which is kind of like not the most exciting way to end off the last day of your rookie career, but at least it's stable. But no, here comes Lopez. She is apparently suiting up back as a regular TO officer for one last day to finish off Wes's training, which is actually pretty sweet in Poiguen, since I love this dynamic. And, in the first 2 seasons, I'm seeing that unfold. And we knew that she was going to be detective at some point down the line. Then Season 3 starts, like, oh, she's separated from them. And they coincide a lot of the time, but it's most of the time they're kind of like different units, different sections. And honestly, to have her come back for his last day was just too perfect. It was nice to get one last ride along with them as a TO in a rookie relationship. I'm pretty sure they will ride together again, this time as now equals. Well, not really equal, but more like, hey, you're not a rookie anymore. You're kind of like, you earned your place, so to speak. So they're off to do their own thing. As for Nolan, even though it is not his last day, he does have an eventful day ahead of him. Apparently, Gray has agreed for his professor to ride along with him and Harper, which obviously pisses off Harper, since initially he thought Nolan pitches the idea to her, but turns out no, it wasn't Nolan's idea. Apparently she just wanted to do some research for her upcoming book, which focuses on police reform, which, fair point. So Nolan and Harper have to kind of like be a little bit more protective of her. And initially I was going to call this episode review Ride Along 5 PLV style, but I'm like, nah, I overused the Ride Along thing. I'll figure something else up when I'm editing this. So we're split up. So overall, we have one coherent main base backbone storyline, but everyone's kind of in different places, so we're just going to follow the order of the episode. So as for Chen is basically trying to like really squeeze out this last day with Bradford. Bradford's not really being too pushy on her, which is kind of weird for Bradford's sake, but sorry, Chen is really trying to make most of her last day, trying to get Bradford to admit that he does really care about her deep down, and going for the 5 stages of acceptance, which usually is for when you're rejected or like you get dumped or something, but it's, you know, now it's being used against Bradford. Weston and Lopez are getting sentimental about their journey together and how much has changed in just 1 year of being together as this partnership unfolds. Obviously, mostly focusing on, you know, Lopez about to become a mother at some point within the next year, which again she's scared about. There's still a lot of aspects of her mothership that she still has to accept and explore, and she's really worried about that. Meanwhile, for Nolan and Harper, they're really just trying to figure out, okay, how do we deal with her? Like, we Harper wants to take her on low risk calls, or just, you know, try. No. Nolan wants to take her on low risk calls. Harper doesn't give a damn. Just wants to keep going with her regular day-to-day activities. There's so many storylines that it's so hard, because at some point I believe Nolan and Harper respond to a house call, a security system, which is very ironic in my life. Harper and the professor butt heads a little bit, but they do share a mutual sign of respect, even though that Harper, they both have disagreeing points with the whole with how policing is being handled nowadays, which is a fair assumption. It is very fair to see that come about. I believe this is where before I continue on to the main storyline, Chen does troll Bradford for a bit about the whole like 5 stages of like things that she needs to say to him, and he immediately just throws away the piece of paper, and then Chen reveals to have a backup. Like, she knows Bradford too well. It's just so great to see how much their relationship has developed in the past 2.5 years. Well, 2.5 years for us, year for them. I believe, yeah. So from there, that's where kind of like the main backbone story starts, where an Amber Alert is issued on a kidnapped baby, and of course, obviously, kidnapped baby. Everyone drop everything. We need to find this baby. We need to make sure he or she is safe, or you know what I mean. So they gotta find this baby. So everyone's on high alert. They're trying to look around. We got helicopters flying in the air. We got them going. Also, before I say any further, I forgot to mention this entire episode mostly is filmed in a POV style. So they didn't. It's similar to the whole documentary style episode where it's like it doesn't look like it seems to be recorded with actual cameras for filming. It's mostly using body camera shots. So I don't know if that was experimental or that was just like, oh, there's another way to like reduce, you know, not needing technically a crew for COVID regulations. Honestly, I really did dig the style of these episodes. It was a little bit more intimate, a little bit more like they really fought on their feet and, you know, trying to combat COVID or trying to tell a different type of story. So I'll give them credit on that. So she's kidnapped. They're assuming the husband did it, since the husband did leave. Well, not the husband, or like the father left the hospital kind of like a scuff. So like they're assuming he has the baby. Lopez calls in to the mother, trying to figure out some information about the father. Turns out the father's a drug addict. He doesn't have a job, and normally he will do anything he can to get money to get drugs. So she's assuming like that he probably took the baby so he can sell her for drugs, which is really freaking stupid. And I swear to God, those people deserve to be slapped in the freaking head. But that's besides the point. So everyone's on high alert. Everyone's trying to figure out what's going on. And we're still carrying on with every individual storyline as we get progress and advancements to figure out where this baby is. So on Lopez's front, she's honestly scared about being a mother and seeing like how's it going to be like being a mother while in the force, while, you know, also having a husband who works a lot for a living. How is that going to work? And so she calls in Harper to figure out, hey, be honest with me. How is being a mother? How is the whole process? And Harper is completely brutally honest with her. It is tough at times. it is a great feeling at the end of the day, but there's a lot of tough moments, and that goes without saying for every parent out there. Like, every parent, becoming a parent has its own different challenges depending on who you are, what your life is, what your job is, how things operate for you. Like, it is tough. It is a difficult adjustment that is most of the time voluntary, but then you realize how much work it is. But although Lopez has a lot more to do, like, she's only 14 weeks along, that's only 3 months. Like, she still has 6 months to go before we get to that moment. But until then and there, like, she's still going to be worried as hell about it. Like, no matter what, every step of the way, she's going to be scared at some different aspect of raising the child or giving birth to the child, and, certain aspects like that. Okay, I can't go any further when I talk about this scene. So Chen and Bradford are continuing their, like, their quarrel with each other. They're trying to, Chen's really trying to get through to Bradford and trying to really, like, trying to really indict him. And the thing that Bradford kind of sets her off a little bit is that Bradford says, like, yeah, she is a good cop, but she will not make a great UC, an undercover cop. She can't do it. She can't lie. She can't do that. And I swear to God, this is what I was talking about from last week's episode review, with the promo, like, Chen supposedly admitting she has feelings for Bradford, and she begins, like, that whole monologue about how for the past year she's been withholding feelings. And I swear to God, for a brief moment, it's like, oh God, my theory's coming true. If anyone was here for the season 2 reviews, this theory was coming true, and then I was like, oh shit. And then I remember, wait a minute, Bradford's in a relationship. What the fuck is going on? This is obviously bullshit. And yeah, this was completely bullshit just to prove to Bradford, yeah, Chen can lie. She can fake having emotions for him. And Bradford was, like, taken aback for a moment, because, like, we knew in his heart, like, Bradford did not like Chen like that. He did not. It's mainly a mentor-mentee type relationship, or even a father-daughter or brother-sister type of thing. Like, there's nothing romantic about this. We know everyone in the fan base knew this is not romantic at all. It isn't. It never would make sense. But however, just a follow-up where, like, Bradford's just, like, still taken aback and a little bit miffed that Chen used him like that. It's like, oh man, I love this show so much. To actually continue with the progress of the actual, like, the backbone storyline, they supposedly find the truck of the father. They managed to I can't speak English. He crashes into a pole after a very lengthy chase. He does not have the baby. He just has a bunch of drugs and a gun in his car, so he's being arrested on that, but he doesn't have the baby, so so it's a dead end there. So that, with the father being out of the case, now they're trying to figure out, well, what happened to the baby? Where is the baby? Like, there's got to be something else going on, because the baby's not there anymore. They gotta find the baby, and I keep saying baby so many times that my mom's gonna kill me. Then inevitably they get a call in after all advancements and all the mini storylines, where this concerned husband is calling in the police, saying that his wife's basically gone crazy since recently they had a daughter together, 2 months old, which sadly passed away. So the wife's been a little bit on edge and not herself, and then one day she just brought home that day she brought home a baby, claiming it's their baby, and then, like, oh, everything's fine, the baby never died, it was just a mistake, we can go back to normal. But the husband knew, like, she's crazy, something's wrong with her, and she left in a hurry, and now the police has to go find her, because now it's a completely different, separate person with the baby. Now they gotta find her and figure out all this. I believe eventually, also throughout this entire episode, Nolan and Harper just have conversations with the professor about their sides of police reform and how they should change the system, and how things can be different. The professor even brings up this experiment where it's like, there's an example where it's like they lay off sorry about that. Sorry, microphone users, listeners. This experiment where they fire half the police force. Well, not half the police. They fire all the police force, and then they have them reinstate their jobs. Like, they have to reapply. They don't have to do the training again. They just have to reapply. And then that means going through the entire background check again, doing all that again. And then she theorizes that 10 to 20% of the bad cops will be weeded out already, and, the remaining will be good cops. Which, honestly, is not a bad idea. It is not. I mean, it does help weed out a lot of people. The problem is that you leave the place that they're defending vulnerable for a while, because criminals will see, oh, there's no cops, let's just do whatever the fuck we want. It'll be like The Purge. Oh man, I wish the Rookie would do something like The Purge one of these days. I wish, but I highly doubt it. They will. But that's the reality of it, and that's kind of what they're going for. And the scary thing about it is that every side has a point, and it kind of just goes back to kind of having those real world conversations where every side of the argument or the conversation has a valid point. It's just about meeting in the middle, which I don't think this episode entirely figures it out at the end. It's not meant to do it. It's just meant to, like, here are two different viewpoints, and at the end of the day, they all respect their viewpoint. There is no real arguments to be said, but they all agreed that, yeah, we do need a solution, but everyone needs to chip in their voice. But now I'm really jumping ahead. So back to the actual storyline. They eventually find Chen and Bradford eventually find the car that the wife of the husband the wife who stole the baby. They found the car. They find an abandoned blanket, which means, yeah, they're on the move. They're on the road, but they're close. They're close by. Eventually, they find them at a bridge where she's supposedly in the position to jump. So now it's become a life or death situation. And once again, our fellow neighborhood Nolan is off to go mediate the situation. Something about Nolan, like, there's just something in his mind and his charisma that just makes people like him. And especially in this case where, like, the woman briefly begins to consider, like, backing off, but there hasn't been a selling point yet. Lopez and West come in as well, and Lopez, using her upcoming motherly connection or, similarity, she manages to appeal with this wife, and they managed to defuse the situation, get the baby back. So all said and done, that was great. Everything, bravo. Nicely done. Like, thank God, no babies got hurt during the making of this episode. Thank the Lord. So we head back to the station. Noah and Harper are not really against doing another ride along like this, but it turns out the professor already had submitted in her book, and this was just her gaining more experience on the ground field again. Trying to see what's really going on. And Nolan manages to convince her, like, hey, look, we know you're trying to do a good thing, but you have to get other people's viewpoints in the matter. So he recommends, like, oh, why don't you talk to some of the other officers, get their viewpoints on it, their own input. Like, maybe they'll help us come up with a much more better solution. And he immediately just, like, pins it on Gray to, like, be the one to be interviewed. So Gray's not entirely happy. And then Nolan accidentally makes a quick, like, beef aside where he says, like, you've been wrong before. And Gray's like, what did you say to me, boy? I'm like, oh my God. Also, another thing I forgot to mention, I don't think I mentioned this in any of my recent rookie review. I did not know that Commander Gray, his actor, was in Kong Skull Island. I did not know. I saw Kong Skull Island, I think, about a month ago. I really enjoyed that movie. And the thing that I did not expect was that freaking Commander Gray was in that movie. And I'm like, oh man, this freaking movie is stacked. That movie was stacked. I mean, oh man, what a movie. Oh man. But anyway, Nolan brings up the one of the first things Gray ever said to him back in the pilot, where it's like, if Nolan was to succeed, then that would open the door for other 40-something-year-old people to kind of, like, have a restart in life by joining the police department, which is something that at the time Gray didn't want. I feel like, and Gray's like, well, you haven't succeeded yet. You're still in the rookie program, so you're not entirely out of the way yet. Reminding us that, yeah, Nolan still has, like, a little bit left to go. So that's kind of like the honesty point there. But to piggyback off that, yeah, I do believe in his heart, Gray kind of had changed his mind a little bit, since, yeah, a lot has happened in a year. I mean, no one has proven himself time and time again. He's been put through very rigorous situations as a rookie. And I feel like Gray has more respect for him, but he's not entirely out of the woodworks yet, so he's still able to kind of hold on to those feelings of reserve for a while longer. Bradford and Chen have their final, sort of send-off, Chen getting the last report that she'll ever get from him as a rookie, which basically just confirms, yeah, Bradford did care for her, and he's gonna miss being her TO. It's bittersweet, but Chen immediately had to make the scene poignant by giving a present, which turns out to be another callback to one of their earlier TO rookie training sessions. I'm like, I love this show so much for remembering. Also, Wes and Lopez say they're goodbye. They're professional rookie TO goodbye is no longer in this sphere anymore, and it's great. It's great for them to have that moment. But then Chen and West go off to celebrate. Nolan watches from a distance, kind of feeling bummed out that, like, yeah, he should be there with them, but he's not. And, you know, Harper sees this, feels bad, and decides to invite Nolan out for dinner with her and her child, which is very nice and sweet. That, you know, Nolan still has a little bit more to go, but hopefully his extra time away will be beneficial to his overall journey. So, and that's where the episode ends. So again, I really did enjoy this episode. I really did. I think it was the closing of certain chapters for a couple of our characters. We still have a few more to go with Nolan and Harper and all of them, and I can't wait to see how that's going to go. I'm really going to be curious to see how Chen and Wes are going to now be as official cops. I'm very curious to see how this new dynamic's going to play. It's going to make next week even more exciting, and as well as Nolan being technically the only rookie left. And the other thing is that, are we going to get new rookies? Because I don't know how policing works. I don't know if, like, as soon as this batch of rookies finish, the next day the next batch comes in. I really don't know. But my honest opinion would be, let's wait. Let's not introduce new rookies just quite yet till season 4, just to kind of, like, revitalize the program. Maybe even do a time jump. You know, there's a lot of directions they can go. I'm really jumping ahead of myself here, but, you know, I'm very curious to see. My theory is they're going to spend the rest of season 3 in Nolan's last month, just to, like, have him, like, coincide his last day with the final episode. I'm just really curious to see what that big thing is, because I still vaguely remember something that Rosalind said. I think that was her name. She said there was still one more big thing. What is that big thing? I don't know. Like, there's still a lot to... Like, did she say there was one more big thing? I don't remember exactly. I do remember, like, she's still very much lingering, and I think we're not done with her just quite yet. So, I'm very curious to see how they're gonna wrap up this season. I'm just curious. We'll see how things go. But overall, I give this episode 2 thumbs up. I really did enjoy it. This was definitely another solid episode of The Rookie. And I think that's going to do it for me tonight. I did not yawn at any point in this episode, which I'll review. I'm like, I think I'm finding the tiredness. So if you're unaware, this has been What's in the 2 from ActionX, reviewing every episode in the 3rd season of The Rookie. If you want to know what we're doing overall and What's in the 2, besides those reviews, we're doing Nancy Drew season 2 episode reviews each and every Thursday morning after a brand new episode on Wednesday nights on the CW, or free the next day on the CW app. We also do Walker episode reviews each and every Friday morning after a brand new episode on Thursday nights on the CW as well, and free the next day on the CW app as well. We are back this week with Walker, so I think this will be a couple of weeks where, like, we're back to our initially, like, our block of schedules, and then I think after that we'll be back to, like, one quick impressions or something. Damn these hiatuses. But if you don't care about The Rookie, you're in luck. We'll be back next week with another brand new episode review, which is going to be a whole new, not a whole new world, but, like, it's going to be really different, and I can't wait to see how they're going to explore that. But yeah, that's next week. Can't wait to be back next week for you guys. But until then, again, this has been What's in the 2 from ActionX. If you want to see more of us, please subscribe to ActionX on youtube.com/ActionX. Ring that bell for a notification when our next Rookie review is live, which is each and every Monday morning. Like, favorite, share this review if you haven't yet, but it does help us out, get us out there to other people in the Rookie Nation fan base who has yet to discover us. Helps us out helps us fighting the YouTube algorithm that hates me so much. And sharing is for free. And follow us on Twitter to be up to date with any updates. Follow us on Twitch for any sort of streaming if we ever get to do them again. But until next time, for all you members of our Rookie Nation, I'll see y'all next week on the next episode review. But until then, let me know in the comments below, what did you think of this episode review? I'm always open for discussion down there. I keep repeating myself every single episode, so you know me by this point. I'm tired. My throat's tired. Stay safe out there. Be good to each other. And as always, peace out.